And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Eric.
Everybody, welcome. Happy Friday. This is episode 10 of Fade the Noise, your favorite sports betting podcast, sponsored by Moneyline Hacks. We've got our Moneyline Hacks CEO, Joe, with us over here. Joe, how's your week going?
Week's going great. I don't know how many times I could say this over and over, but another good UFC weekend last weekend. Racked up some more units, got another best bet win. We're rolling on that, so excited to talk to you guys today.
Hell yeah. Love the value in that. And we've also got Angel with us today. Angel, hand aside, how are you doing?
We're doing great. I've had better weeks, but we're good. I'm excited to watch some UFC and bet on some baseball.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, let's dive on in. So it's been kind of a crazy week. RIP Hulk Hogan, just, wrestling icon. And I don't know what's going on this week, but I know I went through a Hulk Hogan phase as a kid. And so he will be missed. I don't know, 3 or 4. I know he was in one of them. So, yeah. And I also saw just a little while ago, so Caitlin Clark rookie card just sold from Whatnot.
Damn.
Well, it was pulled on Whatnot, sold for
Yeah.
$660,000 at auction,
Cheers.
doubling the previous record for women's sports cards, which was also Caitlin Clark. I just thought it was incredible. Girl has so much star power, and I know she's hurt, and they're wearing their shirts about paying more, but I thought it was really cool. And then MLB news, I don't know if I'm thinking the trade deadline is still in front of us, but I saw that the Mariners landed Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks, which I think is a pretty big pull, right, guys?
Oh yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good upgrade for Seattle. He's did good for Arizona. He's on one of my fantasy teams, so I do take a liking to him. But I think Seattle did good in this trade.
Yeah. They said they were gonna throw him in right away, basically. So curious to see how all that goes. They've got another bat now. I mean, they weren't great before bat-wise, and so we'll see how this affects their performance over the next couple weeks. Let's dive on into last weekend's UFC recap. So that was a crazy card. Just action all over. Well, early on, action all over the place. Even in the middle, the ones that went to decision, I still feel like were overall really, really good fights. But we'll just focus on the 2 we talked about last week, which was Holloway versus Poirier and Vettori versus Allen. So let's go ahead and start with Joe on that one. You want to recap last weekend's UFC for us?
Yeah. Oh, first of all, R.I.P. Theo from The Cosby Show and R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne. Lost 2 greats this week. All right, moving on. Bryce Mitchell we're not Bryce Mitchell, right? We're doing.
We're gonna
last
get
week.
into that
I
one,
jumped the
but
gun.
yeah, last week.
Okay. So last week's another good. Another good UFC week. We were on Max Holloway. That was the bet we gave out. Was Holloway by decision, I believe, last week. So our best bets are doing well. Max Holloway pointed down, did a signature move. And I know people are talking about he didn't do that with Ilya, but Ilya did in the first 10 seconds. You got to do it in the last 10 seconds, like Matt, that's the whole point is Max still has gas in the last 10 seconds and he's going to throw faster punches than you in the last 10 seconds. So I love Ilya. Not impressed with that. And he shouldn't be the BMF in my opinion. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, Holloway came through. Dustin Poirier did not want any of that in the last 10 seconds. It was a good card from top to bottom. But yeah, I'm just going to move straight into this week's bets, this week's bouts that we're talking about. We're talking about 2 of them. And let's go first with the featured prelim, Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. Bryce Mitchell, he's a suffocating grappler, although he hasn't gotten to show it lately. He's been more about farming. I think he's really I think he has a high ceiling and more potentials than he showed. Unfortunately, he's wearing thin between too many things. You tell UFC kind of takes a backseat to his family, to God, to his farm. Most of these UFC fighters, UFC is first, and the family has to sacrifice. So now we're Bryce Mitchell and it's shown. He's kind of, I wouldn't say regressed, but been stagnant. But I think he comes out today in prime form. I think he knows, he has to get his good head on his shoulders for UFC, for training, to be a serious contender. in this division. He rose to the top pretty quick, and he's just been stagnant. So, like I said, he's a grappler. He has 3.3 takedowns per 15 minutes, around a 50% accuracy. He does have elite top control. When he gets dominant positions, he racks up time and damage. His biggest flaw is the striking defense. He absorbs over 3.5 strikes per minute. He's been outstruck in 3 out of his last 4 fights. And then if you go over to his opponent this Saturday, Aid Nurmagomedov, he's not related to Khabib at all, but he does carry a Dagestanian toolkit. He's a dynamic striker, nasty spinning kicks, dangerous submissions. He's lightning fast, and he has around a 60% striking accuracy, and he's dangerous from range. That said, Said does struggle against high-paced wrestlers. We just have to see if Mitchell's going to put it on him, and I really do think he will. John Silva's a dog. It looked like Mitchell tried to put it on John Silva. He tried to come out in top peak form last fight, but he just couldn't do it against John Silva. I expect him to go at it this time, put that pressure on Said, and wrestle him. Mitchell has gone the distance in 5 out of his last 6 wins, so there's something to look at if you're wanting to bet this fight. We'll have more on this in our best bet segment, so stay till the end, and I'll release a best bet on this fight.
Cool. Thank you. And do you want to do Whitaker and RDR now, or do you want to switch to Angel and then come back around?
We can see what Angel has to say. If he has nothing, let's do RDR, and then we'll go over to Whitaker.
Angel, do you want to talk about last weekend, Holloway versus Poirier, Vettori versus Allen? I think both of those lock it in bets one, and then cover Bryce versus Said tomorrow.
For sure. Yeah. Last week's pretty great, or the last UFC. It was a pretty amazing fight. You know, there was at one point where I thought Dustin had the chance to finish Holloway with one of those guillotines, but you know, he'll get out of anything. I did take a couple bets on that fight. The significant strikes, Holloway is just he throws the most strikes, you know what I mean? So that bet hits so easy. But like, yeah, I did think there was a chance for a knockout, but Poirier, he has a chin, and I'm glad to see it go all the way to the end. But yeah, we did not get that knockout, but that's all right. Yeah, the Vettori and Allen fight, it was pretty good. This Thug Nasty though, I'm kind of a fan of him. Some people aren't. He said some things, you know, but it's just people say things, you know what I mean? It don't matter. But all I want to see is them fight, and yeah, this dude's Nurmagomedov. He's unrelated to the Khabib clan, but that doesn't mean that he's not as good as some of them, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to see that. And yeah, that's about all I got.
Yeah, and Thug
agree.
Nasty is Bryce Mitchell, for those who don't know. Thug Nasty is
my
Bryce
bad.
Mitchell's rap name. It's his moniker when he's fighting. So, you know, if you want to check out some rap on YouTube, Thug Nasty, he has one banger.
Oh,
Check
my
him out.
God.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Bryce Mitchell fan, and not just because of the Hitler thing.
Hey.
We'll see how everything goes. To each their own. Dude's complicated. Joe talked about it. His priorities, his faith, his family, all of that. No judgments. You know, prioritize what you want to, and yeah. And just really quick before we do Whitaker versus RDR, do you guys think Holloway let off the gas in the first round or no? Because I read Alja said that. I felt that way watching it, that Holloway could have had a KO on Dustin. Not when he rocked him. I think it was round 1.
Yeah, let off the gas.
Yeah.
He tried fighting Dustin.
Yeah.
Like his ass was there all 5 rounds. He was going hard. Dustin got rocked. Dustin recovered, as Dustin does. It's happened plenty of times before. There's no way that Holloway just let off the gas. That's a dumb take by Aljo.
Well, that's a mean thing to say. I agree with him, but sometimes I'm dumb.
I like Aljo though. I'm one of the ones that think he wasn't acting when he got hit. So, I mean, I like Aljo.
All right, cool. Let's loop around to Whitaker versus RDR. Joe, what do you think? What do we got for this one?
Yeah, so Whitaker versus RDR. Whitaker's trying to, bounce back after that Hamzat loss where he just got schooled and dominated. You can't really take anything from that fight because basically Hamzat, that's his game plan. If he gets you down, he'll dominate you. He has that good first round, decent second round, and then if you could drag Hamzat to deep waters, like I think Dricus du Plessis can and will, then it's a fight for Hamzat. You don't know. what's going to happen. He probably will lose rounds 4 and 5, but I'm getting off track right here. Let's go back to Whitaker versus RDR this week. So Whitaker has gone in decision in 8 out of his last 10 wins. I feel like if he has his way, he'll pick apart DeRitter from range. He could stuff his takedowns. He could finish is tough on RDR. RDR is he's just so good. And although RDR does have 2 losses, it's against the same guy. So only one guy has his number so far. Can Whitaker be the second guy to have his number? That's what we're going to see this weekend. It's an awesome matchup between the two. Whitaker has amazing footwork. He has a great jab. He has amazing takedown defense. And that makes him one of the hardest puzzles to solve at 185. René de Ritter, if you guys don't know who he is, because he beat Bo Nickel, so you guys might know a little bit about him now. But he's a seasoned veteran, an accomplished champ, and one of the best fighters that got signed to UFC that already built a following outside of UFC. He's a 2-division champ and 1 championship, and he's submitted top guys with rear naked chokes, body triangles. He's just chaotic as well. And that's why I do want to see RDR fight DDP in a championship fight, because that would just be some chaotic fight. I don't think Whitaker's ever been submitted. Well, he got submitted last time, but besides the Hamzat crushing his teeth thing, it's very hard to submit Whitaker. And he said it was an on-the-work injury, so he did get Daddy Dana to pay for those new teeth. So it's going to be hard to get a finish in this fight. So I kind of see this going the distance.
Okay, thank you. Angel, what are your thoughts on this one? This is kind of a tough matchup.
Yeah, we got Whitaker, 27-8, good old vet, going against DeRitter. He's a strong 20-2 record, mostly known for his fights outside the UFC. But yeah, Joe covered him with that win over Bo Nickel. He showed a lot in that fight. He showed patience, top control, and submission threat. So I think he brings a lot to the table. He's taller than Whitaker, 6'4", with a 78 reach. He's a southpaw, so it's going to be an interesting fight for Whitaker. Whitaker definitely didn't have an easy fight against Kamzat. The dude's an animal. I don't think anyone's going to beat him. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Whitaker's a pretty clean striker, but I think DeRitter is going to be able to get his number. And I like the decision as well.
Okay, sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I can't wait till we get to UFC 320 and 321 as well. But yeah, 320 is a stacked card. It's going to be exciting.
Right.
So thank you both for the UFC recap and predictions. We're going to dive on into the MLB slate. So I assume this is intentional, but I like how the games we typically cover on this are really close ones, odds-wise. It makes the conversation valuable and gives a lot of insight into angles where you can find good bets. So first up, we've got Phillies at Yankees, and Yankees are the slight favorites at home. So, Angel, you want to kick us off on this one? What are your thoughts on this game?
Oh yeah, we got rookie Will Warren, 6-5, a 4.91 ERA, going against Ty Juan Walker. Hope I'm saying his name right. 3-5 with 3.75 ERA. He's just recently gone out of the bullpen and started for pitching for the Phillies. His last game did not go too hot. What did we get here? Yeah, he gave up 3 earned runs off 9 hits in 4 innings. But the game before that, he also pitched 4 innings, 2 hits, and 1 earned run. So, it's just who knows who we're going to get. Are we going to get good-looking Walker? But, it's the Yankees, you know what I mean? They're hard to pitch against. So, Will Warren, his last 2 games, he's given up 5, 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks in both games. But, yeah, Phillies got some tough hitters. Yankees got some tough hitters. It's going to be a interesting series in the Bronx, but I'm liking Bryce Harper to get a hit or 2 today.
Yeah. You think the bats are going to overcome each of the pitchers or no?
I think so. I think they are known to give up a lot of hits against other teams. So I think these are more of the better hitting teams in the MLB. So I think it'll probably hit the over. But I am liking Walker over 3.5 strikeouts. He's over in 4 of his last 5 starts. Just something to look at.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. And Joe, what do you think about Phillies at Yankees?
Yeah, Phillies at Yankees, like Angel said, Ty Juan Walker versus Will Warren. pitching. Walker's been inconsistent all season. He has a 5.6 ERA, 1.49 WHIP, a warring 9.8% walk rate. Just not good. No bueno at all. The long ball has also plagued him, and he struggles especially against righties. Warren, he's a rookie. Just a few MLB starts under his belt. He carries a solid command at times, but benefits from Yankee Stadium's deep center and strong infield defense. The bats are good. Judge and Soto, they've already heated up. They're always doing well. They're in their peak form right now, except against the Dodgers. We know how Judge does against the Dodgers in the World Series. All right, let's get back on track. Phillies bats, without Schwarber and Turner, the offense is showing some holes. Bryce Harper, though, enough said. Alec Baum also helping Harper carry the load.
Oh, yeah.
Walker starts tend to require big run support, and that's kind of been lacking, so it could be a problem tonight. Yankees are 18-6 at home versus right-handed pitchers. Phillies have actually gone under the total in 9 of Walker's last 12 starts. So, rookie pitcher versus struggling veteran. The Yankees offense does give him the edge, especially at home. If Warren limits walks, lowers that 9.8 down, that percentage down a little bit, New York could handle business early and often. So, we'll see. I tend to lean towards the Yankees as well. The odds are perfect.
Okay. Rare agreement with Vegas. So can't wait to see how that one goes. Next up, we've got Dodgers at Red Sox. Interesting matchup there, also historically. And I think we got Sheehan versus Bello. Odds are close to a pick 'em, but Dodgers are favored on the road. So, Joe, you want to dive into this one for us?
Yeah, so Dodgers at Red Sox. Pitcher for the Dodgers is Sheehan versus Red Sox Ballo. Brian Ballo? Is that person's name, that individual? Sheehan, they're an opener slash long reliever hybrid now. They're 5.2 ERA. It doesn't tell the full story now. He posted a 3.66 ERA, xERA, and has reduced his walk rate dramatically over his last few outings. Dodgers will likely piggyback him with the bulk arm. Ballo on the other side of the mound is also volatile. He's posted a 4.75 ERA. He's been much worse against left-handed hitters. His .298 average against the left-handed hitters, which is awful. His sinker-heavy approach gets him in trouble against teams like the Dodgers that crush low pitches. Dodgers, they can hit them high, they can hit them low, left, right. Don't matter. Dodgers bats actually lead the league in OPS versus right-handed pitchers since July 1st and has 5 hitters with 15 plus home runs. Mookie Betts is batting .351 since the All-Star break, and he's returning to Fenway, where we picked Boy up from. So Dodgers doing good. Red Sox offense, they've cooled off a bit. They ranked just 19 in OBP in the last 3 weeks. Their lefties like Yoshida need to come through big against this Dodger bullpen. I'm liking the Dodgers in this matchup. Dodgers are 15-4 in interleague road games this year. Ballo has allowed 4+ runs in 5 out of his last 7 starts. And yeah, Alley's balanced lineup. Boston's starter struggles, that gives Dodgers the upper hand, especially if they could chase Ballo early and get into the soft middle of that Sox bullpen. We needed just that soft middle. Just crack that and it's over. I like Dodgers.
Awesome. Can't wait to see what happens. Angel, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, pretty much cover everything. Red Sox going against the Dodgers. Sheehan is making his first road start since 2023 after that Tommy John surgery. So it's not gonna be easy for him to pitch at Fenway Park, but we will see if he's up for the challenge. Hello has been solid at home, going 3-1 over his last 5 starts, allowing about 9 earned runs. The Red Sox had won 7 straight home games heading into the All-Star break, so we'll see if they can carry that momentum at home. But again, they're going against the Dodgers, so Ohtani, dude, he's on my fantasy team. He's hit 5 home runs in a row, I believe. So I think he's going to go for number 6 tonight. I think that's a bet I might be making because why not ride the momentum? Dude's going to win another MVP. But yeah, the Dodgers, they've dropped 4 of their last 6 games away from Dodger Stadium. So we'll see if they can change that. But I'm kind of liking I'm kind of liking the under in this game. The Red Sox are 7-2-1, hitting that under in their last 10 games, and 10 runs kind of feels high. You know what I mean? Taking that under, I think, as well.
Okay, thank you. I was going to ask what the line was at because I was kind of surprised, when you have two good batting teams, especially the Dodgers on one side, and the stuff you said about Sheehan. But you're right,
Yeah,
10 is a
under
higher number.
10, minus 115 is what I got right now.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Last up, we've got Mets at Giants. I don't know who Holmes is, but he's going against Logan Webb, and Giants are slight favorites at home. So, Angel, you want to kick us off?
Oh, yeah, we got good old Clay Holmes for the Mets. He's 8-5, got a 3.48 ERA, going against Logan Webb, 9-7, 3.08 ERA. Logan Webb has not been pitching in his usual form. In his last two games, he's given up 11 and 6 hits, 4 and 6 earned runs. He's usually a lot better than this. So I don't think that this trend will continue. But again, the Mets do have some hitters, one of them being Juan Soto. It's going to be a challenge for him to get back on track. But Clay Holmes, he's in his last two games, he's given up 6 and 5 hits and 4 and 2 runs. What do we got here? The Giants won their last two in their series against the Braves in Atlanta earlier this week, and Rafael Devers is in very good form. And it's going to be an interesting matchup, but I'm probably going to take the Mets in this one.
Okay, good. Yeah, solid analysis. Joe, want to close us out with this one? What do you think about Mets at Giants?
Yeah, so we got Mets with Holmes, and then we got Webb with the Giants today. I like Webb. He's an ace caliber arm, 3.05 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, elite ground ball rate at 61%. Dominant at Oracle Park as well. He's held opponents to a .214 batting average at home. Pete Alonso's power is back, but the lineup is streaky. And they haven't really hit well on the road. They're also on the bottom when it comes to advanced stats at hitting it away from home. So it's just the eye test and data just isn't matching up for them being very good hitters away from home. Giants offense is quietly consistent at home with a lefty heavy lineup that matches well against right-handers. Watch for Yastrzemski and Conforto to set the tone early. Webb has gone 6+ innings in 8 out of his last 9 starts, so they use him. Webb at home is one of the safest arms to trust, in my opinion, especially against the rookie making his debut, I believe. Expect the Giants to grind out early runs and lean on their ace to shut things down.
Okay, yeah, love it. Okay, so that wraps up the MLB slate for this show, and we're going to move on to the Lock It In segment. So let's see what our experts have for us to lock in tonight and tomorrow. And we can start with Angel on this one. Angel, what are your picks?
My picks, I got 2 picks for you. We got one UFC and one baseball. My UFC is going to be Day Ritter winning by decision against the good old Whitaker. We talked about this kind of and covered it, so probably won't repeat too many things we said, but he's just dominant. Boneco, he was undefeated, I believe, going into that last fight. So it was a great win for him. He showed a lot, and I just don't think Whitaker is going to be able to take down a much bigger opponent. But you know what they say: the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And Whitaker can strike. So this is less of a challenge than Kamzat was, I think, but still quite the challenge. But I'm liking De Ritter by decision. My second one is baseball. It's going to be the Dodgers and the Red Sox game. 2 bets I like for that game is the under, and the Red Sox Bello is under in 4 of his last 6 starts. So as long as he doesn't give up too many runs, I think he can keep it under 10. But my other one is a plus 105 bet. It's going to be a Red Sox win. I don't think the Sheehan is going to be able to keep the hits down, and I just think the Dodgers might get a run or two. One of them being Ohtani home run, of course. I just like Red Sox today. At least for them to win the opener. Dodgers could take the rest of the series.
I hear you. Yeah, it's all situational and about the matchups. So
Right.
curious to see Joe's response to this.
Los
Joe, what are
Dodgers.
your lock it in picks?
Yeah, so for lock it in, first of all, I got mixed up. Grant Holmes is a rookie, not Clay Holmes. Second of all, we got 2 best bets. 2. for today on our Lock It In segment. First best bet will go UFC best bet number 1. Bryce Mitchell versus Said Nurmagomedov. Fight to go the distance. I think you can get it around minus 150. I do like that. I like them to reach the judges' scorecards. Mitchell's a grinder, especially when things are going his way. 5 of his last 6 wins, like I mentioned earlier, has gone to the cards. He does prefer control over chaos. Magomedov has good submission defense and moves well on the outside. He's only been finished once, I believe once in only 21 pro fights. There's also a clash of style there, so I think it's a low volume professional fight. Yeah, I like that one to go the distance. For best bet number 2, it's going to be an MLB bet. Let's do the Dodgers tonight. Team total over 4.5. Brand Bello, he's been getting shelled. 4+ earned runs in 5 of his last 7 starts. Dodgers are the number 1 team in OPS versus right-handed pitchers over the past 30 days, and they just mash sinkers. Fenway plays up for right-handed power. Betts, Freeman, Teoscar. We're not short on right-handed power. Ballo struggled versus lineups with power and plate discipline. Dodgers are built to smash arms like Ballo's, and the Red Sox bullpen won't bail them out tonight. Expect 5+ runs by the 6th.
Dang. Okay. And sorry, I was writing this down for myself. When you said over 4.5, was that Dodgers team total or first 5?
Best bet number 2 is Dodgers team total over 4.5 minus 130.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Sweet. I'm excited to see what happens in the Dodgers game now because someone's going to get some bragging rights by the next show. Cool. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope all your bets hit. I don't know who you're going to follow for the Dodgers game, but again, someone will have, okay, Angel, someone will have bragging rights, and I hope everybody has a good Friday, good rest of your day, great weekend, make some money. Thank you to my co-host, Joe, and sponsor, CEO of Moneyline Hacks, and to Angel for always joining us and providing super valuable insight.
Yeah. Go Tani.
Let's cash.
All right, cool. See you next time, everybody.